What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to all my new players and channel joiners. Today we're actually talking about a topic that's a little bit more for the unattuned. We're going to talk a little bit about how loot works between chests, outposts, solo dungeon chests and that sort of stuff, as well as with the black market. Now, I just wanted to show off here. They just came out and fully released the new vanity bundle for the Arcane or Arcanist set. It's pretty cool. I got it myself with the Founders Pack, so if you haven't already got that, go and check that out. They're doing a lot of cool vanity skins right around this time of year. Anyway, what I want to talk about today was, mostly while we're watching over some of this Spat Gauntlet gameplay. This was a pretty awesome fight here. It was like we did a 1 party versus 2 party sort of thing going on. It was a tough fight. It was good stuff. But anyway, let's get back to it. I wanted to talk about how loot works in the game, as well as like money sinks and stuff like that. Because for those that don't know, apparently it's a really good opportunity to make money, but for me, it's a really good way to get rid of some of the loot that won't sell in the Royal City marketplaces, and that's by going to the black market. This is really the system that makes Albion stand out from the competition, in my opinion. You can see that it's actually kind of innovative in a way, because not only did it do it better than most, at least as far as I know. I don't know much about, games like Final Fantasy 14 or maybe Black Desert Online. I don't know if these games have any type of systems as far as how the black market works, if you know what I'm talking about. But my point being that there are games like RuneScape that actually took after Albion's system and kind of learned from it and implemented it in their own ways to kind of help with these player-based market systems where they might be struggling. More on that in a second. I just wanted to say that thank you guys so much for coming to the channel. I appreciate you. Please hit the sub with the bell, because I am going to be releasing some pretty cool stuff this week. I have a special video set up for Thursday. I want to make sure that you guys don't miss that. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy it. Why are we talking about black market stuff? Like, why are you, somebody might be saying, why are you focusing on something that everybody knows about? Well, I mean, not everybody knows about it. There's still new people coming to this game every day. We just had the eServer launch not too long ago. There's mechanics in this game that are available as information, but not very easily understandable, or maybe hard to translate, or maybe, something that some people would rather just watch a video on. There's all kinds of reasons why we might want to make a video like this today. But anyway, the reason I want to bring it up for both new and old players is because they have already talked about how they want to, I don't know if the exact words were revamp or improve or what exactly they want to do to the black market system, but they do want to change it in a way that will, change the way we play the game perhaps, because they do want to bring it up and talk about it in their most recent dev talk. And I find that very important, very telling of what we might see in the future. I'm not going to be doing a lot of theory crafting on this today, because I'm not like a pro in economics or anything like that. So nothing crazy today, really just going to talk facts and watch some cool content. The way that this is also relevant is that the missed dungeons might have a separate thread within the black market system that makes it so that the black market system, the missed dungeons, might separate their loot, like missed Mistwalker jackets or face scale robes, that sort of stuff. They might separate that and send that to missed dungeon chests instead of sending that to outposts, castles, and open world chests and stuff like that, and solo dungeon chests and group dungeon chests. They might separate those two things to kind of keep the mists unique in that sense, so that our solo play and duo play is still rewarding in the ways that other people want to play the content. If you kind of get what I'm saying there, is like they want to make sure that the mists is still going to be like good loot, good PvP, good PvE, whatever it is they want. And then I think they'll also keep that experience separate and unique to the open world Albion experience in the Black Zone, just to kind of make this game multifaceted, so that maybe they can pull in more groups of players that way. Maybe that's how they keep growing. That was a big clap. Excuse me. But anyway, the reason that this has anything to do with the black market at all is because when you go to the black market, you take your loot all the way down to Caerleon through the red zone, which is very dangerous to do. There are gankers everywhere. I know from experience. I ganked a few myself. SBI will buy your loot. While I was doing some research, Robin Hankes actually describes it as the essential function to how a player-based economy extends to a player-based loot system. They had this problem where it seemed like, crafting these items was cool and all, and you could like use them yourself, but how would like other players get to use those? Well, I mean, if you sell it to the black market, the black market will actually take the loot that it buys from you, and it'll send it back into this underground system where one of the factions will get it. So the undead or the heretics or the Morgana or the keepers. They will end up with some of this loot, and then they'll end up giving it back to you in maybe a solo dungeon, group dungeon, all these sort of PvE activities where the game gives you loot, and it's actually technically loot from players, but it's bought by the game, and that's always done with actual silver that's in the game as well. SBI or the black market or whoever you want to call it, the game generates silver through silver sinks. So when you repair gear, when you reroll the quality on your gear, when you do stuff like sometimes you might go with a guild and declare on a territory, these are all money sinks into the game that will eventually be used to buy the loot through the black market. And I think it's a fantastic system. I love how they've done it. I just wish they'd tax me less, if not at all. Especially when it comes to these higher priced items, because you can start paying up to 7-8 figures for putting things on a sell or buy order in these marketplaces, and that's everywhere, okay? But only Caerleon has this black market. If you look on the Caerleon map, you might be able to find it. But anyway, so yeah, this place is Caerleon base. It's deep in the red zone, full of dangers, gankers, ZVZ groups, all that sort of stuff might end up in the red zone looking to take your loot. I feel like most of the time it's fairly transportable. You might want a scout to go with you. That's completely optional. But yeah, this is, I think, awesome that they've come up with this. While I was doing research back in 2019, I saw as early as, like, before they even had the UI looking as nice as they do now, before they even had any of the art up to date, they were working on these basic systems, at least what we might see as basic systems now, and turning them into what is becoming an empire of people constantly fighting, brawling, and zerging down each other for bragging rights. And I think it's fantastic. The best part about this, though, that I haven't even mentioned yet, is that SBI is able to stabilize prices. So whenever, you know, mobs are killed in the world, or chests are opened, or castles are successfully looted, this will actually put in a buy order automatically into the system based on the demand of loot. Now, that's what ends up generating the buy orders in the black market that you can see. If you go there and look now, there's probably a bunch of 8.4 gear that is on buy order. I'm willing to bet it'll be dispensed through the mists and or big castle loot, like legendary castles. I bet they'll love handing that on legendary castles. This allows SBI to kind of stabilize the prices by doing that. So like if they're buying 8.4 gear higher than anybody else in the game is willing to buy 8.4 gear, then that allows them to kind of maintain standards and not let prices just crash out of the sky. SBI is able to stabilize the prices, and that will allow players to continue generating profit out of these high demand or high rarity items, even if the gathering that is there and available is technically infinite. It also prevents people from having to constantly like stock up on gear that nobody will ever sell, or, you know, I think it would in a way prevent people from creating a market monopoly on a certain item and stuff like that, but I might be wrong about that. Like I said, I'm not a professional in economics, but you know, these are the kind of things that this system helps with, or at least looks to help with. The black market also allows for item syncs. So say somebody crafts 1,000 T6 mercenary shoes, and you know, nobody needs that many all at once. Well, that's the great thing about the black market, is if there is enough on buy order for the black market to want to consume, it will buy all that up. And if it doesn't want to dispense all of that out among the world as loot, then it could theoretically just straight up destroy that from existence. And that allows these items to still be in demand and in circulation, so you're not destroying the market through that method either. But yeah, like I said, after doing some research, the game looks so much better than it does in 2019. I've only played a little bit back in the day, and it's just amazing how they've improved the game. I'm really excited to see what they've got coming up. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that this was at least a good learning experience for you. Like I said, I'm going to be coming out with a cool video on Tuesday and then a special one on Thursday. So please check that out. Make sure you stay tuned in, and I will see you next time. Peace out.